Hello, and welcome to an OpenLake quick look at 99 Levels to Hell, a platform roguelike shooter that came out originally in 2012, but the final version was released on Steam in February of 2014. If you look at it, you get to pick your character, you immediately get to jump in and start shooting things. Some reviewers have likened it to kind of a grindhouse version of Spelunky if you played that game. It doesn't have the same thoughtful gameplay that Spelunky has. You're just jumping around and shooting things and getting power-ups. You can go to casinos, and usually you can either bet the cheese-like gold nuggets you find or hearts to gain a power-up. And so in this case, you can play for some gold, and then you end up getting a cake that gives you health. It's fast-paced, it's pretty fun, it's hard. You're gonna jump around and shoot crates and barrels, which will either have gold or health or maybe an item in it. You've got kind of got a light effect that falls around, doesn't really do anything, and you're gonna go around and shoot bats, and you get kill streak points. So there, I got 100 points for here. I'm getting 100 points for killing 2 things in a row. Little bonus points, but that doesn't really do that much for you other than that. And so you're just going to jump around until you look for a key, a little skeleton key there, pick up the key, and then go around, shoot things. Dirt that has little visible gold nuggets in it contains gold, and you're just going to keep shooting. There's these little bats here. There's bigger bats, they'll turn into little bats, and you get this power-up. They got a power-up called the Fire Orb, and the Fire Orb just follows you around and hits things, and that makes a fireball out when you shoot. The nice thing about it is when you teleport through these portals, the Fire Orb doesn't teleport, it follows you around, so sometimes you can, the Fire Orb will end up hitting enemies along the way, while it follows you from portal location to portal location to get some points that way. It's kind of a neat little feature. It's a twin stick shooter, so or if you're using the keyboard, you aim with the mouse and move around with the WASD standard controls. If you wait too long, this happens, and you have to hurry up because these ghosts come in. The ghosts are hard to kill with anything but a bomb. The music changes, and that's one of the things about this game that also sets it apart from Spelunky is the kind of dark metal soundtrack. They really tried to go for the soundtrack is actually really one of the best things about the game by Oldman, which is Dale Oldman, and he really did a good job with the kind of like dark metal soundtrack. You've got all these whispery, evil-sounding voices in the background that really do give it a kind of dark, whimsical feeling, because you've got the fairly heavy soundtrack in the background, combined with this very cartoony, kind of 19th century whimsical artwork that's all kind of clip arty, and really does the combination of that. Actually, I think really adds a lot to the game. It's one of the game's best features, because like any good roguelike, you've got permadeath. You can save your game, but it basically costs you a heart, so a hit point. And there is lots of you can do mining and you can pick up different items, but what it doesn't have, for instance, is there are just not that many different items. It's not like Diablo or other things where you just basically have a bunch of properties and the properties can combine in a bunch of different permutations. There I've got like a slope, so you can get slow power-ups, you can get a bunch of different orbs that do different kinds of damage or protect you, and there are casinos and stores, but you don't have the insane variety that you'd get with kind of a Diablo or a Borderlands style weapon and equipment system. You can level up your weapons so they do more damage or have faster rates of fire, stuff like that, or longer range, and you can also and you get new weapons, but you don't have you just don't have that endless variety or permutations that you get. And the level design is randomly generated, and I haven't it does keep things entertaining, but again, there's just not a ton of variety in the way the level looks as you go through it. There's just only so much you can do. Each level also will often have a bonus that you'll have to get, which usually means either get a certain number of points to get more points, kill a certain number of creatures to get more points, or get a certain amount of treasure to get more points. Like there, I got the bonus for getting treasure. And that's kind of it. So you're going to go through the way when you're going to go through. There are 10 levels. Every 10 levels, you're going to fight a boss. And that boss, and then when you beat the boss, you'll go to a different tile set, and that will allow you to save. Hi, this is Open Late with a quick look at 99 Levels to Hell. 99 Levels to Hell is a platform shooter roguelike, so it's pretty much in the same vein as Spelunky. They came out about the same time. Some people have even called this the Grindhouse parody of Spelunky, which I think you'll see is fairly appropriate, since basically what you're doing is you're jumping around, shooting things. You start out with a shotgun, and you're blowing holes in blocks, picking up treasure, shooting monsters which will erupt in giant buckets of blood. In addition to your shotgun, you start with a limited number of bombs that you can drop that'll explode and destroy those stone walls. There are also little rooms you can go into, like casinos, where you can pay the cheese-like golden nuggets to get possible additional power-ups if you get, or healing or anything else. Like there's a cake that healed all my health that I had lost at that point. And so what you're going to do is you're going to search these randomly generated levels for a skeleton key, which will let you out of the exit. There's a bunch of monsters that'll get in your way. That'll change with every 10 levels. There's kind of you go to a new world after you beat a boss. But until then, you're going around shooting crates to get the cheese-like golden nuggets, and shooting monsters, and looking for the skeleton key. Along the way, there will also be portals, which you can use to teleport from one place to another. There's the skeleton key, so now I've got that, and just let's pick up some gold along the way before I go, because I'll need to use that for both the vending machine, the slot machines, and the stores that I'll come into later. You can get new weapons, and you can also get power-ups like the Fire Orb, which rotates around you doing damage, and then also adds a fireball to your attack. The neat thing about the Fire Orb is that when you go through teleporters, these orbs, they don't teleport with you, they follow you to the new location, doing damage to everything in their path, so it's kind of a neat little emergent property there that I really like. The controls are either with a mouse and a cursor, or twin stick style shooters, and if you take too long, then the music turns all dark, and these ghosts start coming after you, and the flames of hell rise up, and you have to get to the exit, which is now unlocked because I had the key. And then everything quiets down and goes back to normal, and it is this soundtrack that is actually the best part, in my opinion, of 99 Levels to Hell. It really sets it apart from some of the other games. The quality is good, and not only does it have some nice cheesy metal guitar backgrounds, but they added lots of creepy kind of sound effects, and so when you're going through these dungeons, you get evil whispers or creaking sounds and occasional laughter or shrieking in the background. That really does add a great counterpoint to the whimsical clip art drawings, kind of cartoony style that characterizes all the sprites when you're playing, so all your characters and shots. You can go to stores. I don't have nearly enough gold for any of that yet at this point, but some of those power-ups would do nice things. They'd replace that Fire Orb, so there's also power-ups in addition to the Fire Orb. Alter your weapon, so give your weapon more damage, more range, and then you can also get entirely new weapons. There's bubble guns, acid bubble guns, kind of sniper rifles that fire a lot farther and do more damage, but are really hard to hit compared to the broad spread of the shotgun that you start with. And then every round, it says kill 12 monsters to get bonus. So every round you're going to have bonuses. Here, we get this slow power-up that makes everything move slower and easier to shoot. But not every level, but most levels will have a bonus, so you'll have to kill X amount of monsters, get X amount of gold nuggets, or X amount of points to get a bonus point, so it adds a little bit of variety. But really, there's just not that much variety